Welcome back to the Ask ML Fit Show. If you're new to this, I appreciate you sliding by. Hey, I'm Matt from Matt Lane Fitness. In this show, it's exactly what it looks like. You ask your fitness questions, and I answer them. I've got a bit of a history in this health and wellness fitness game. It's what I friggin' love. I hope that you'll drop your questions down below, comment them down below, because I would love to answer yours. I'm pulling from some questions that I have here. Let me get them up. There they are. Here we go. All right, first one. Did I gain weight? Let's find out. Hey people, how's it going? I weighed myself on a scale, one of those old ones. It said I weighed 285 pounds, but recently weighed myself on a digital scale. Got it? It said I was 315. I have lost weight since then and found a diet I actually like and works for me. Fantastic. The scale I originally weighed myself on might have been out of date and hadn't been calibrated for some time. I just found it unsettling and deflating. On that note, my clothes have never been looser on me and my muscle gain is up. There you go. So that is huge. This person is looking at more than just the scale. Scale is not always the best indicator, especially from scale to scale. If you weigh yourself in the morning versus weighing yourself at a different time, say night, you can fluctuate 2 to 3 pounds, some people even more. So just because you have fluctuated weight in a different time frame, say in the morning versus night, that could just be fluid retention. That could be dehydration. So it's not a true estimate of fat gain, fat loss. But I get what you're saying here. You had this older scale, 285 to 315. I'll be flat out honest with you. I would null and void that because it's not like you're going to continuously use that scale. So stick to the same scale. And if you're going to weigh yourself, stick to that same scale and then weigh yourself at the same time, either every day, every week, however often you weigh yourself, same time every day. That's crucial. That is crucial. Otherwise, you're going to start getting these variances that are going to mess with your head. I'm telling you. Don't do it to yourself. Pick one time and pick one scale. Moving on. What strategies help you with the logistics of eating? I already know the answer to this, but I will read the question. I have a hard time with every step of meal planning, knowing what to eat, buying it, remembering it exists, okay. Preparing it, and eating the leftovers. I also often accidentally sabotage myself by being too ambitious with the cheap or healthy part. Oh, right up my alley. Yep. Because there's always preparation / work or taste trade-off. I get it. And let food go to waste. Okay, all right. I would love to know what your strategies and tools have helped you all consistently get the food in your gobs. What? What the heck is gobs? Drop it down in the comments below if you know what they're talking about. I got no idea what that means. Long story short, this person is asking the logistics of eating, the meal planning, the meal picking the food out. And here's the deal. If you're a beginner, I have full respect for you. And this subreddit is called Eat Cheap and Healthy. There is a difference between eating for your goals and eating healthy. They are not always synonymous, okay? And I cannot tell you the greatest unlock that I have ever found with nutrition is meal prepping. I cannot explain it enough, and I will link a playlist above, around there, and we have meal prepped, my wife and I, for 8 years now, and we have always meal prepped since I went to nursing school. It's always been less expensive. I can't explain it enough. Meal prepping is the absolute most crucial thing you can do. Preparing ahead of time will set you up for the success and what you want. And I check the playlist out. We also go live every other Sunday. If you're feeling squirrely, come on by because we are live meal prepping every other Sunday. Slide on by. Next question. How do you resist the craving for snacks? Okay. 23-year-old male, 5'5", 190 pounds here. I'm going to blame my bad eating habits on college. More than likely not the reason. Self-aware person there. I like it a lot. So This person says, I used to always have shin ramen, okay, chips, soda, water, and such daily. Lots of stuff high in carbs and sugar. I eventually started swapping out Coke for diet, zero Coke, nice. And now I have been eating super healthy for about a week on top of exercising 5 times a week, okay? So we're a week in and we're going hardcore, it sounds. However, I live with my family and our pantry is full of delicious snacks that are bad for my weight loss journey. All right, I like that. I don't believe there's such thing as good and bad foods, but if you say bad for my weight loss journey, hey, all right, I applaud that. Good clarification. And I would absolutely love to gobble down a whole bag of Takis, understood. I'm not going to, but I have cravings often. How do you all deal with this? I'm planning on incorporating more veggies into my meals, and hopefully that might stop these cravings, lol. I also burned 1,400-ish calories at the gym today, woohoo. Well, first of all, on the 1,400 calories, I'm wondering, how did you track that? Because if it was with a smartwatch, no, you didn't. The smartwatches are horribly inaccurate at tracking how many calories you've actually burned, so do not rely on that, and for the love of God, don't eat the calories back. Okay, here's the deal. I don't believe that eliminating 100% the quote-unquote bad foods, or the foods that you might enjoy that might not run down the alley typically as healthy foods, I believe the moment that you take them away from yourself and say you can't have them is the moment you put a higher priority and a higher desire for them. But I also understand that if it's constantly within reach, it's going to sabotage you. So I like to split the difference here and say, if you feel that you cannot break this at all, when I started out, I went hardcore and I would eliminate everything. I got rid of it all. For me, that was the best at that time. Now that I'm deeper in my journey, I understand flexible nutrition. So I say that to say, maybe it doesn't mean that you get rid of all of those foods, but maybe it means it's time to get rid of most of those foods, hold on to some of those foods, and then I would highly suggest that when you go to grab the bag of chips, that you take 1 or 2 portions out and put them in a bowl, wrap that bag up, put it in the pantry, and you allot yourself this bowl rather than taking the bag with you and just eating. Because what you're doing is you are limiting yourself, but you're also not restricting yourself. That is crucial. I will tell you that your switch from Diet Coke, or your switch from regular Coke to Diet Coke or Coke Zero, fantastic idea. Fantastic idea. Speaking of liquids, water. Holy crap. Water is a game changer. You'd be surprised from your dehydration how much that will spark hunger. And if you stay well hydrated, you're going to be able to function much better. So I'm throwing a lot at you here, but ultimately, how do you resist the cravings for snacks? What I have found at the end of the day, the more regularly you are eating well, and when I say eating well, I mean a well-balanced nutrition plan, getting enough protein, getting enough carbohydrates, getting enough fats, eating those vegetables, getting the fiber. When you are doing that, when you eat well, your body, I promise you, you don't crave as much bad food, quote unquote. You don't crave as much of the higher calorie, less nutrition food because you get used to feeling incredible. I'm telling you. It's not to say that you never crave this stuff. Like, I love having quote unquote junk food every now and then, seriously. But for the majority of the time, I enjoy feeling good. So that was a long way to say, good job on going to the gym. Good job on all this. And don't look at it as how do you resist the cravings, but how do you learn about these cravings with yourself? How do you start eating quote unquote better, start eating more well balanced, and then watch what happens from that rather than saying, I got to resist these cravings. Because these cravings are happening for a reason. So start eating a little better. Start eating better for yourself, and you're going to feel a heck of a lot better. If you are feeling squirrely and you are looking for fitness plans based in behavior change and science, it's exactly what I do. Check in the description below. I appreciate you being here. To the Mental Fit Mafia, to the patrons, thank you so friggin' much. And if this is your first time here, please drop your question down below. I'd love to answer it. You don't have to be perfect at this fitness thing. Just be better than yesterday. Every friggin' day.